It began as an adventure, a college student from Seattle traveling to Italy to experience the beauty of the country, to learn, to grow, as Amanda Knox, 20 years old, was ready for a life-changing semester abroad. But what she found was a nightmare that no one could have predicted. By the end of 2007, her name would be known worldwide, not for her bright future, but as a suspect in one of the most controversial murder cases in modern history. Meredith Kercher, her roommate, was brutally murdered in their shared apartment in Perugia, and Amanda, once an innocent student, was thrust into a media frenzy, accused of being not just a bystander, but a seductress, a liar, and eventually, a killer. This case is not just about murder. It's about the collision of a flawed investigation, a global press machine, and the rush to judgment. Let's dive into the case of Amanda Knox, the media, the trial, and the search for justice. Chapter 1. Amanda's Dream Journey. Amanda Knox was born on July 9, 1987, in Seattle, Washington. She grew up in a supportive, middle-class home and was known for her adventurous spirit and love for languages. By 2007, Amanda had already developed a deep passion for Italy. Her dream of studying abroad had been fueled by a family trip to the country when she was 15. In 2007, Amanda, ready to spread her wings, moved to Italy to study at the University of Perugia. She found a shared apartment in a beautiful, historic city and immediately fell in love with the Italian culture and language. She worked hard to support herself, juggling part-time jobs and studying. Life in Perugia was exactly what she had dreamed of, until one fateful night. Chapter 2. Meredith Kercher, the victim. Meredith Kercher, 21, was a British exchange student who had also come to Perugia for a semester abroad. Bright and ambitious, Meredith had dreams of working for the European Union or becoming a journalist. She was warm, funny, and well-liked by everyone who knew her. Meredith and Amanda shared a flat, but their bond wasn't close. While Amanda was out mingling with Italians and exploring the city, Meredith had a tight-knit group of British friends. But they were roommates, and they shared meals, laughs, and the daily rhythm of student life in Italy. On November 1st, 2007, Meredith went out with friends, enjoying pizza and ice cream. She left the gathering around 9 p.m., telling her friends she was tired and ready to sleep. Amanda was with her boyfriend, Raffaele Solecito, at the time, so Meredith was alone when she returned to the apartment. What happened next would haunt everyone involved. Chapter 3. The discovery of Meredith's body. The next day, November 2nd, Amanda returned to her apartment to find a scene that would change her life forever. She noticed blood spots in the bathroom, a broken window, and an unsettling quietness in the flat. When she checked Meredith's door and found it locked, Amanda was concerned. She called her other roommate and then her mother, but nothing could prepare her for what would come next. With the help of police, Amanda entered Meredith's room, and there she found Meredith's lifeless body, covered in blood, her throat slashed, and signs of violent sexual assault. The horror was real, but what followed was something even more terrifying. Suspicion, confusion, and a media firestorm that would engulf Amanda. Chapter 4. The Wrongful Accusation. Immediately after the discovery of Meredith's body, Amanda's behavior was scrutinized by the police and the media. She wasn't acting in the way that people expected someone to behave in the wake of a tragedy. The press, hungry for a story, painted her as cold, unfeeling, doing cartwheels in the police station, whispering with her boyfriend and laughing in inappropriate moments. Her actions were used against her in the court of public opinion. The Italian authorities quickly honed in on Amanda and Raffaele as prime suspects. Though there was no physical evidence connecting them to the crime, their behavior and the suspicion surrounding the broken window and missing items fueled the investigation. The media, meanwhile, began to nickname her Foxy Knoxy, a term she had once earned for her soccer skills, but now was used to paint her as a seductress with a dark side. Chapter 5. The Coerced Confession. Under intense pressure from the police, Amanda was interrogated for hours without a lawyer present. She later claimed that her confession was coerced, that she was scared, confused, and under duress when she said things that weren't true. In a moment of panic, Amanda told the police that her boss, Patrick Lumumba, was the one who had killed Meredith, and she had witnessed it. This statement would become a pivotal moment in the case, leading to Patrick's arrest, but he was eventually released after it was confirmed he had an alibi. The authorities and the media had now turned their focus on Amanda and her boyfriend, Raphael. But with no real evidence to support the case against them, Amanda's initial confession would soon be retracted. The damage, however, had been done. Chapter 6. The Media Circus. The trial of Amanda Knox became a media spectacle. Every moment, every detail of her life was dissected in the press. The media painted Amanda as a villain, something the courts hadn't done. The sensationalized headlines, the rumors, and the portrayal of Amanda as an evil, seductive murderer made it almost impossible for the public to see her as anything else. But even the court of public opinion couldn't alter the truth. The prosecution had no hard evidence linking Amanda to the crime. Chapter 7. The Appeal and Acquittal. After spending nearly 4 years in an Italian prison, Amanda's legal team began to appeal her conviction. In 2011, the Italian Court of Appeal overturned Amanda and Raphael's convictions, stating that the evidence against them was insufficient and unreliable. The case was based largely on a flawed investigation and coerced confessions, and the prosecution's narrative began to crumble. Amanda was finally free, and she returned to the US, where she could begin to rebuild her life. However, the saga didn't end there. Chapter 8. The Final Verdict. In 2013, the case was brought before Italy's highest court. Shockingly, the court overturned the acquittal, sending the case back for another round of appeals. The media buzzed again, but Amanda refused to go back to Italy. In 2015, after a lengthy process, the Italian Supreme Court definitively acquitted Amanda and Raphael, citing a complete lack of physical evidence linking them to Meredith's murder. The case against them was dismissed once and for all, and they were declared innocent of the crime. Chapter 9. The Aftermath and the Fight for Justice. Today, Amanda Knox lives in the US and works as an advocate for criminal justice reform and wrongful convictions. She has written books, appeared in documentaries, and continues to speak out about the flaws in the justice system. Her case is a reminder that justice is not always clear-cut, and sometimes the truth gets lost in the noise of public opinion. Meredith Kercher's family has never stopped seeking justice for their daughter. Her murder remains unsolved, with Rudy Gide serving his sentence for the crime. The Amanda Knox case is a powerful reminder of how media, pressure, and rushed judgments can ruin lives. While Amanda was eventually exonerated, the scars of being wrongfully accused never fully fade. Justice may have been served in the eyes of the law, but the question remains, what if things had been handled differently from the beginning? What are your thoughts on the case? Was Amanda Knox wrongfully convicted, or is there something we're still missing? Let us know in the comments below. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to Cold Case Uncovered for more chilling true crime stories. Stay curious and keep searching for the truth.